Sneeze. Okay, you
Sneeze? Okay. Bless you, almost. Vicky's getting ready to sneeze.
No, I won't.
Oh, she held it back. Be careful. You could injure yourself internally by doing that. Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday morning, the 27th, and it is a bright, sunny day here in Arizona. I don't see any sign of
Morning,
overcast
Justin. Good
at
morning,
all.
Matt.
I think it's going to be warm today, which is perfect, just the way I like it. I'd like it better if I was on the lake, but that's another subject. So, we got great, actually I'm getting really good response from the videos this week. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed the live last night. And I want to
Good
go
morning,
over...
Jacene.
Jacene, your wife was on with us the other night. I want to go over a couple different questions and actually fire up the router and do a little demo, which is, I think, going to be my second question. The first question I had, well, this is a really good question, especially for a new person, this is from Eldon, and it says, I've seen a number of videos that you have done, and you say you always sand the back of the sign cross grain. Why do you do it that way? So he's referring to pretty old videos. The one that I found was a video, #123, and it's about sanding, all about sanding. I think that's the name of it. So let me explain to you why and this is another great example of watching the videos that are current on any specific subject. You guys know that have been watching for the last several months that I don't even use belt sanders anymore. Back then, I never even considered using anything but belt sanders. So when I was using belt sanders, what he's referring to is I always say I would sand cross grain on the back. I would use probably a 50 grit, 40 grit, 50 grit, something like that, and sand cross grain on the back, and he's wanting to know why. Couple different reasons. You have to remember my background is carving signs out on site as people are waiting. That's the way I grew up. That's what Dad and I did for years and years and years, and then I did it long after Dad stopped doing it when I was up in Oatman. Well, when you're carving on site and people are waiting for their sign, you try to find ways that will cut time off the making of that sign. That was one of them. Sanding cross grain with a 40 or a 50 grit will take that ink off on the back of the sign, so then you can stamp it. Will take it off quick. That was the number one reason, is that, speed. Dad taught me that a long time ago, and I kind of grew up doing that. So the second reason is I always thought, and Dad never really subscribed to this theory, but I always liked the fact that when they looked at the front of the sign and it had been sanded with the grain, and then had a finish on it, and then they could see the contrast of that by looking at the back of the sign that was, kind of chewed up, basically, when you sand cross grain on a softwood like cedar or redwood, and you're using a 50 grit belt, it's gonna leave some scratches and chew it up, kind of. Well, I like the idea of when they looked at their sign, and it was kind of an optical illusion, so to speak. They looked at the front of their sign, and it's nice and smooth, has a finish on it. They look at the back, and it's all chewed up. It was like, oh, okay, well, there is a difference between it makes the front look that much better. That was my second reason for doing it. But the real reason, the number one reason, was speed. It was all about speed. You have to make a great product, but also have speed when you've got people lined up to pick up their signs. Anyway, and now, of course, I've discovered the disc sander, which is smooth and faster than even sanding cross grain with a 40 grit. It's just the disc sander is such a great evolution. But again, there's another perfect example of why I say always try and watch the newest videos on any specific subject, because I evolved, I change, I learn new things many times from you guys, sometimes from myself, and just experimenting. Anyway, so that I thought that was a great question, because new people might not know that. You guys have been around for a while, you would. Anyway, all right. Drink a coffee.
When you do the router, put that on so that thing's not sitting right down at the router.
Okay. All right. All right. So next question is from Bert Graham. Bert has been with us for a long time. Actually, he was out here for our last seminar. So Bert sent me a picture, and he says, how do you take off that, what do you use to clean out the black marks in the M? And so what happens is, when you're carving this type of letter, which is a Clarendon, that profile bit will only go up into those sharp inside points. It'll only go up in there so far. Again, looking at it from the way we used to carve out at the flea markets and open whatever, that's as far as we would go. That was it. That was as far as we would go. And many times it's still, I only go to where that profile bit will meet on both sides. But, however, if you want that to be a point, it's pretty simple to do. Dad did a great video on this back on, and the title of it is LTS 3/26/16.
I'll be right back.
So it was like over 4 years ago. So, and again, this is probably more for new people than it is for old people. Not that any of you are old. I'm probably older than most of you. But people that have been around a while to our channel. Let's just put it that way. So, I don't know, I'm going to wait till Vicky gets back. Vicky had to walk away. I'm going to wait till Vicky gets back, and I'm going to show you how to get that inside point. Now, I didn't lay out an M. I laid out an A, and I don't know where the camera is pointing right now, but I laid out a 2-inch A, and I'm going to carve a sharp point on the inside of there, and I'll show you how we do it. Hopefully. If I don't mess this up, let me see if I can turn my lights on. I don't have my cheaters on, so I'm hoping that this works out. Let me go a little bit deeper. Yeah, that's about 3/16, I think. All right, so.
I don't know how
Okay, I got to put this on. Vicky says I got to put this on. So I'm not going to talk while the router is going. I'm just going to cut. Are you going to be able to see that way?
That's
You
what
want
I
me,
just said.
You want me to turn it the other way?
Yeah, that way.
That's what I'm asking. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
And it's my screen is dark, so I'm hoping that I get in there.
Hopefully it'll show up, guys. So that's, wait till the router stops. So that's how we would normally do it, and we call it good. That'd be the end of it. But if you do want those sharp points in all three of the corners, here's how you would go about it. You would lift the router base. That's not perfect, but it does give you a little bit of an idea. Now, what I did there, I won't turn this back on. What I did there, you guys saw, I did it this way. But you could do it the opposite way. If it gives you a little bit, I will turn the router back on. If it gives you a little bit more control, you can go from the top position and bring it down toward you. So that in essence, now to me, the difference between this and what it was before is like non-existent, really, to me. However, if you're carving artwork, if you're carving other types of lettering, that does, and you guys have seen me do that, that does have those particular aspects. You can do it this way, or you could carve at two different depths. You could carve, if you really wanted to get that pinpoint, you could carve it originally outset with the carving liner that will get into really tight spots, and then go back. So it depends on what you want, how you want it to look. There have been times where I have used this at different, this is, by the way, this is a profile bit that I've got in there. That's one of my fat profile bits. I probably ground this a dozen times at least. So it's fairly heavy, fairly wide cutting as compared to my original profile bit. Well, I can feel that second cup of coffee starting to kick in.
Yeah, I can feel the sun.
Yeah, you're standing in the sunshine. I'm in the shade. Anywho, so that to answer, and I told Bert to go back and watch that video. So go watch that video, LTS 326/26/16. And if you can't find it, send me an email and I'll shoot you over a link to it because I know exactly how to find it. But that in essence answers the question of how to get sharp inside points.
Pam Berry said, need to practice that technique. I can't get it to look as good. I would like doing that.
Pam, so the way I originally did it, from all the way down and moving it up, I think to me, it's more difficult. It's harder to control than going from the up position and pulling it down toward you. So if you want to practice that, for those of you that don't have that kind of control, I would try it the second way that I did it. I think you'll have better results.
Justin says he's on his second pot of coffee.
I can't even imagine.
Bruce Peters said, just curious what the majority of sign carvers you have talked to think drop into the corner or lift out of the corner.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I don't get that much feedback on that.
He's kind of asking.
Maybe you're asking the community, and that's great. That's terrific. So you guys figure that out. For me, I think dropping into the corner, that's a great way to put it, Bruce. That's what I was trying to say that I couldn't find the words. Dropping into that corner and pulling to the down position rather than the opposite.
I'm gonna throw something in here. This week I talked to Justin Hellickson, and he went to our Amazon store. Hi, Brad and Diana.
Hey, guys.
He went to our Amazon store and bought something through the Amazon store.
Yeah.
And Amazon automatically signed them up for Amazon Prime. So,
What?
yeah. So, you guys, if you go to the store, and I have to check into this. I have not had time
That's
yet.
the first time I've heard of that.
Well, it's actually, I had heard something else, and I don't know if it's an opt-in or an opt-out, and they're not opting out. And he called and got it canceled. But it is, when they go to the Amazon store and they buy something for there, it signs them up as a premium.
And that's like $100 a year, right? I think that's what
it's
we
a monthly
pay.
charge. Yeah. But anyway, I just want you guys to be careful if you order something from the Amazon store. Watch for that opt out, and I will try to get an answer for that this week.
Yeah, that's odd. Wow, Jeff Bezos. Oh.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's the first I've heard of that.
Well,
I would think that'd be illegal without.
I would think so.
Without having permission.
He says $13.90 a month.
See, so is that the way it is? We used to pay like $120 a year.
Well, we always paid by the year.
We always
and not
paid
a
by
month,
the year.
right?
I didn't realize they had an actual monthly option.
Apparently they do.
Wow.
So,
yeah.
Anyway, so you guys just wanted to let you know that, and then again, I'll check into that.
That's just not right. Yeah, that's.
Tim46 says, can a DeWalt 611 original router base accept the template guides? Norm Sappenfield said he did it too. It cost him he paid for 4 months before he realized.
Wow. I'm so sorry, guys. That's the first we've heard of that. I mean, I'm a big proponent of Amazon Prime. I like Amazon Prime.
But it should be an option.
It's an option, not a requirement. That's crazy.
It's getting really hot.
So to answer, Norm asked about
The router base.
the base plate. The original base plate for the 611 does not accept the template guide. The funny thing is, I believe the counterpart to this is the Porter Cable 450. The 450 it's round. It doesn't have that dome shape with a flat like the base plate for this. I have both of them. The 450 does accept the bushings, the guide bushings, or the template guides, which is really odd. It's really strange, but that's the way it is. Anyway, but we don't. I don't necessarily subscribe to using a template guide, depending on what you're doing with it, with the small trim routers, the palm routers. Anyway, if you're using them the way we use them to cut all the way through material, unless you're definitely going to make multiple passes, because I think even that I would not cut. This is 7 amp, the most powerful. Equal to the most powerful palm router. I would not cut all the way through 3/4 inch pine or even 5/8 cedar all in one pass with that as far as cutting shapes. I just wouldn't do it. All right, sign carvers of the day. Here we go. This one's really cool. I don't normally do double pictures like this, but this is Warren Alvin. And this is his twin. Easy for me to say. His twin grandsons, first signs carved for both of them. Oh. They did them for their dad for Father's Day. So I think that is just the coolest. You guys know I have a heart for teaching kids how to carve signs, for obvious reasons. But that's fantastic. That just so tickled me. All right, the wind's starting to come up a little bit here. Manuel Lopez Jr. made 3 of these for his high school graduates. Terrific. And that's a great niche, by the way. Graduations, those kinds of things. There's a lot of people that buy signs for those, or would buy signs. Terrific job, Manuel. Lauren Higdon. This one's really cool. Got an old Chevy truck on it. Great job, Lauren. I love the color. I love the artwork. Everything about it. Obviously you stain the board. There's a lot of work in there just in the painting and staining. Terrific job, Lauren. Nick, gosh, I don't know. I'm gonna how do you pronounce that name?
Idea.
I don't
know. They can read it.
Noroyan.
There you go.
So this is a piece of driftwood. And it means, I Googled it, you are the sun of my life. Sun, S-U-N, like sunshine. Terrific job. I gave him actually a tip on how to do that. And I'm going to be doing a video on that sometime soon. Chris Langiel. Man, these names just get me. Anyway, terrific job. And that's of Chris Stapleton, right? Mm-hmm. Yep. Terrific job, buddy. Very nice, beautiful signs today, guys. Congratulations, all you sign carvers of the day. Terrific work. All right, so we got anything I need to answer or address?
I'm having a hard time seeing the screen.
Because of the brightness?
Yeah.
The brightness here? All right, you guys. So here's the thing. Vicky can't really see all of the comments and or questions on there.
Hold on. Elizabeth Messer is here.
Hey, Liz.
Hold on a minute.
Liz has seen me carve some signs up in Oatman. She's one of my oldest
Justin asked,
customers.
have you done a portrait video? You've never done a portrait.
That is so popular right now, and I just haven't got to it. And the cool thing is, things like rapid resizer, the conversions of taking a photograph and turn it over. So in fact, somebody did Vicky and I, a picture of Vicky and I showed it not too long ago. It's really cool and easy to do that. In the old days, it was almost impossible. But I have not done that. That's something I definitely want to do, but I just haven't done it yet.
Pam Berry says, I'm sorry, Pam, I'm trying to read this. I'm starting on larger wedding venue signs. I feel with the router and the base I can do them now.
That's great, Pam. Terrific. Pam, I really admire Pam. She goes out there and goes after it. She's got some big orders from churches and different things. Good for you, Pam. Please let me know if I can help in any way.
Scott Oldroyd says, I do a lot of portrait work.
Yeah, he's in the UK. He has a little store, an actual woodworking store. I've seen pictures of it. Good for you, Scott. Terrific. All right, boys and girls, that is it. It is time to get on with the weekend. We've got lots of things going on. So you guys will see the next video on the shop sign. You'll see that on Monday. I'm loving the way it's coming out. Some challenges here and there, but I'm loving it. So you guys will see the next one on Monday. And you should have seen Dad's today on the face shield. If you have questions on that, let me know. On anything else, Eric@makeawoodsign.com. If you've got questions for Vicky, wow, my voice kind of cracked there. Vicky@DaveSigns@gmail.com. That is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. There'll be another video up tomorrow morning, even though we won't do a live now until Monday night. So, did you have... Oh,
No,
I thought you were
I'm
about ready
sweating.
to say something. Okay, all right, that's it. We're out.
Bye, Gracie.
Thanks, guys. Everybody have a great weekend, and we will see you on Monday evening, 6 p.m. Pacific. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Love you.